Jump for 10 to the 5 is back, little bro. We ain't playing no games. Anyone this flag get fried like planes. After you die, I'm gone to the aim.
All right, yes, sir. It is your boy KB, the boss from ShifterMagazine.com, here with one of Toronto's rising stars in hip hop, fresh off the release of his EP, Detour. We have none other than Jane and Weston's very own Swagger Rite.
Yes, sir. Swagger right in the building, man. You know what I mean? Shifter, respect for having me. You know what I mean?
And no problem, man. Now we're gonna get into first let me ask you how's COVID been for you? How have these round of restrictions been for you?
It sucks. But it sucks for everybody else. But realistically, like I can't really complain. You know what I mean? I'm still living, I'm still breathing, I'm still here, and I'm still doing what I love to do, And even though it's COVID, I still have more time in the studio to get work done. Like if COVID wasn't around, I probably wouldn't be in the studio as much,
Yeah.
But which because I don't have to because I have so much songs. But the more the better, right? But yeah, man, it sucks that we don't really get the time to like perform. The other day, I must have did a show for 93.5 Flow.
Mm-hmm.
They had like a little showcase, but it was virtual. Like I had to do it.
Yeah,
in front of a crowd, and I love the energy of the crowd, but they're like, what respect, man, because you were performing like you're performing for a crowd, as in a lot of people who came, there was nobody there, so they're performing kind of, but shout out to them, man.
Definitely. Now we're gonna get back into COVID because I want to talk about the song "Isolated," but first off. Yes. First off, let's talk about just the project in general, like the name Detour. Like, tell us where the name Detour comes from. Like, what were you kind of thinking? What was your thought process behind that name?
Yeah. So everybody knows me because I started coming up off the trap music, but me and the team sat down, the label, and I just told them like I want to show my real self. Like I want to show the people that I'm not just this trap rapper. I'm an actual talented artist, a musician, I want to break the barriers that a lot of people haven't broken, you know what I mean? Because where I'm from, like I'm from the project, so there's always a stereotype about us, like, oh, they only make one type of music and they're only talking about gangster stuff. Like I'm a smart guy. I live in a world of reality, and I don't want to just use my voice for just the projects. I want to use it for the whole world, you know what I mean? And I go off of vibe and feeling. So the Detour basically came off of me just showing people the directions that I went to get here. Like I have a rock song out, I have trap music out. I have down to earth music. I have pop music. I have every genre, you know what I mean, you could speak of, you know what I mean, which, dumbs the stereotype down. Because when people see me now, they're like, oh, okay, you get what I mean? This guy's straight from the hood, straight from the streets, but he's given another perspective, you know what I mean? Because I hate being in that box, man. Like, oh, trap rapper. Nah, man, we greater than that, man. We talented young people, and I want a lot of people to understand that about me. And there's a lot of other people like me, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to break those type of stereotypes for those people too.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I noticed that because listening to the project, there's like no two songs sound the same. Like literally every song just has its own sound. It's
I'm a different person every song.
exactly, and I respect the versatility. And you see, like there's so many, like you get, you have the one song there where it's like more reggae vibes, spicy, and then you have some other ones where you're kind of exploring different genres. Where does that come from? Like, where does that just? I know you're inspired by a lot of different genres.
Culture.
Sorry?
Culture. I've always been that kid like that always like to go back into time and just back into my roots and back into culture. So as a kid growing up, I came off of a lot of different roots of music, meaning like I'm a 90s baby. So I used to study like music from the 80s to the 70s and those type of stuff, like listening to Lisa and all these stuff, and like Buju Banton and all these reggae artists back in the days, you know what I mean? And now we're in a time where Afro music has popped and has came out of nowhere. So, you study the guys like Wizkid and, the Burner Boys and those type of stuff. So I just wanted to mix the culture. These are the things that I come up off of, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's still I'm my background is Jamaican, you know, and realistically, we all come from one thing, which is Africa. whether we like it or not, you know, it all goes back to that. So, you know, I just wanted spicy just came off of the culture of me. You know, everything's just a part of me. You know what I mean? See what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, and I mean, yeah, definitely, I love spicy. You know, even just like you're comparing comparing a girl to a Scotch bonnet pepper. I was like,
yeah, spicy hot. And you're taking a bite, a raw bite off of a Scotch bonnet pepper. It's gonna burn you. So you might as well call it lava. You see what I'm saying? Because nothing could beat that. You're gonna have a hot mouth for, you know what I mean? So it's a good way to put a female because she's that hot, that she's spicy. Might burn me. You know what I mean?
Now, because you have such wide musical taste, like, is there any songs you have on your phone that you're like people might be shocked to know that this song's actually on Swagger Rite's playlist? Like any songs that might like have people questioning your street cred? Any pop music? Yeah, I had a feeling. I was like, this guy has to. If you grew up in a Jamaican home, you have to have grown up with some Shania
Twain. My mom's playing Shania Twain. While she's cleaning, bro, I knew the whole album. When she did that album, I knew the whole album. You know what I mean? See what I'm saying? Yo, don't get me started. You know those ones, but just everything, man. I listen to everything, even rock, like Green Day, Mariana's Trench, like just everything. You know what I mean? I'm from, like, when you're in the hood and you don't have nothing to do, the only thing you see is TV and whatever you're exposed to, like street shit when you go outside and just that. You see what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, when you're bored at home, you're going to listen to anything and you might like it. See what I'm saying? So that's where a lot of music came from. And you know what I mean? And I used to Google certain stuff like best rock music, just listen to that best. I used to listen to jazz, everything, you know?
Yeah.
I guess that's why I'm growing up and I'm so musical orientated. Like when I go to the studio, sorry about that.
No problem.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So when I go to the studio, right? Like my producer will be playing certain beats like he's on a trap, but I'm like, no, I don't want to hear that. Like I'm just ignorant. I was like, I don't want to hear that right now. Play me something different. Like I need to challenge myself. It's always about me challenging myself, bringing myself to the next level. And me challenging myself is doing things that I would think that people wouldn't expect me to do. You understand? Because I want to wow people. You know what I mean? When people do music, you know, you could send people a million tracks, like these executives, and they're like, I heard it already. That's because you're not challenging yourself. You're only listening to what you think is going to pop, which is the music that you're listening to. So there's nothing creative about your style or nothing that's going to make people be like, okay, yeah, we got a new Michael Jackson or, you know, like the next Whitney Houston, or you get what I mean? Because these kids nowadays and people even in my generation are just listening to what they think is gonna pop and copying it. Me, I'm like, I don't want to listen to that. Like, okay, I'll hear it 1-2 times. Oh yeah, that's what's out there. But I want to keep myself different. See what I'm saying? And that's what I do.
No, that's good, man. Because I know for me, like I receive a lot of music from people, and there's a lot of times where I'm going through it. I'm like, okay, this sounds the same. This sounds the same. This sounds the same. So it's nice that you kind of mixed it up, you know.
Yeah.
So back to COVID, because one of my favorite songs in the project was "Isolated." You know, like when I kind of went through it, I was listening, and I got to that one. I was like, oh shoot, like this is different. And you're obviously talking about COVID. You're talking about how the government's kind of handling the whole COVID thing. Like, what frame of mind were you in when you were writing and recording "Isolated"?
I'll tell you how everything comes out, because like my deepest songs are off like reality and like things that I see. Like, you know, I have a song about that guy who died by the cops. You know, with the
George Floyd.
George RP to that man. Like I have a lot of songs, even with the guy who died jogging. He was jogging in Georgia, and the guy shot him, whatever. The son in the pot. Like I just see certain things, and it inspires me to do something. So how that came about was there was this guy, this barbecue guy, who his show was his store was a small business, but everybody loved the place. Like they didn't care about COVID. They were lining up But this guy's a good spiritual guy. Like the cops came to shut the stuff down. He's just like, all right, everybody's like, oh, effing cops. And, the guy's like, nah, the guy's a good guy. Like if you hear the beginning of the song, you'll hear a guy saying, we're not fighting. We're not booing. The police, basically what he's saying is the police are here to talk. Don't worry, guys, just calm down. We just want to hear what they have to say instead of violence. You know what I mean? He never woke up and chose violence. That guy got probably like $100,000 ticket, but he still held it like a man and held it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yo, this man is a great man, Like this story reminds me of no different than, like it's different, but it's not different. Like the Rosa Parks and, because he's standing up for what's right in a good way. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? This is crazy. I want to do something off this. And I just went off of like everything that I think about COVID and, I didn't want to be super biased. So majority of the ways I put it is I hope this is not what's going on. You know what I mean? But I do understand that people are dying. But like, there's so much flags going on right now. Like, 1 minute numbers are up, 1 minute, next minute numbers are down. Like people are saying this, people are lying, people are, you know what I mean? Like we have nurses talking about this is a whole lie. And then we have another nurse, which we don't know if he got paid or something, coming lying about, yeah, is this real, guys? Like, I don't know what to think. And it's better for me to just raise the attention through the music. Like, that there's two ways to think. What side are you on?
Mm-hmm.
Me, I just want to get to the bottom of things. But I do feel like, there's a lot of stuff going on. Like, that there's a lot of stuff that we don't really talk about on day-to-day, daily basis, like the people that are dying for all the jewelry we're wearing. Like, how many people are dying for this stuff every day? Nobody be talking about that, but they wanna advertise it to us. And do you know how much they're not advertising? Say, yo, rock a chain. You know how much people are dying for it? You wouldn't know. Like, see what I'm saying? Because it would probably change a lot of people's mind. Like, see what I'm saying? When people started dying over Jordan, regardless, Jordan's still popping regardless. But when people started dying over little Jordans, people went on little, things and started burning Jordans because nobody wants to come on, bro. We're in a world where people want a lot of peace. We've been in the dark for too long. And now it's like they're bringing the backup works or dark days. Like, I've been in jail before. And I'll tell you right now, COVID is no different than jail, because people are getting locked up for having a right to speak, and they're not, you know what I mean? We don't have no right to speak realistically. They tell you, yeah, don't worry, we're not gonna leave you out of nothing, but they're saying, oh, yeah, lockdown, you guys have to stay inside. And it's like, yo, we didn't have a whole council and everybody didn't agree to this. Like, what's happening? Like, we're just gonna lock ourselves in. It should have been a thing where it's like, yo, this is what's going on. Go outside at your own risk because you guys are free. Do whatever you guys want, but just know that there's consequences. Just like what they have on a cigarette.
Yeah.
You smoke cigarettes, you can get cancer, right? So smoke at your own risk. You could die from it. What's so different about COVID?
True.
Come on, fam. It's like, Well, I don't want to keep, there's a lot of biased people, but like, you know what I mean? Whatever. I'm just being real. I'm entitled to my own opinion, I don't want people to bash me for it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, the big song in the project is Drugs and Love. They're featuring Roy Woods. Watching the video, it seemed like there's such a big like chemistry between you two. I feel like you guys, like, it looks like on camera that you guys have known each other for years. You guys are like good friends. Like, I feel like
I feel like
the chemistry, like sonically and just on camera, was like, man, like these guys need a show or a movie or something together.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like have you guys known each other for a while?
For a very long time. Roy came, like, my cousin Shaw Hustle, like, he's the one who like put me on, like, he's the one that has like the affiliations to OVO, and he's in rep stuff and all these stuff. So Roy started coming around like probably 2014, 2015, something like that. And he was rapping, but my cousin kind of got him on, yo, your pop singing, because he's the guy, like, he's low-key the A&R for the streets. Everybody that this guy says is gonna pop off. You know what I mean? Everybody, like, he be putting a lot of people on, well, from our city, like, even Drake be inspired by them, man. And like, like, that's how sick it is. Nobody's gonna tell me, cause I know. But at the end of the day, like, he's coming around and he's just dope. I was like, yo, this guy's gonna go soon, because he was like, this kid, he does not write at all. He'll make a song and he'll sound like Michael Jackson. And I'm just like, bro, he's gotta go. And then one day, like, Shaw just started bringing him around, and then all the OVO guys kind of caught on, and yeah, they took him in and he got signed. But we've always been like doing it. Even when I was in the streets, and I'm like, I don't want to rap, being ignorant. Yo, Swag, come to the studio. Yeah, come to the studio. I'm hitting the trap. I don't know about all that. You know those ones? But as I started seeing certain stuff, and I was like, yo, I want to do music, because, you know, I see my guys doing stuff. And obviously when you see others take off, it's like, me, I never limit myself to nothing. No man is different than any man. And I'll tell a man that tells me, oh, I want to be like you. I'm like, nah, I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better. You see what I'm saying? Because that's just the way I am. You see what I'm saying? And I just look at it like, if I see a man here, I could be there too, or even more higher. So I just started working and all these stuff. But man, me and Roy been going back. Like, I was with him yesterday. You know, we had a little egg hunt for the kids. You know, I brought my son. You know, he brought his little nephews and nieces around. He did a good job. Good job, Roy. When you see this, good job. You're good dude. You're a good dude. Yeah.
Now another person you have on the album is Eva Shaw.
Yes.
What was it like working with her? Because she's obviously had some kind of big success, like as a DJ and producer.
Yes,
like, what was that like?
She honestly, like, it was dope. Like, Eva is a great person. She has a great personality, and she's not scared. Like, she's not scared, you know. She's just trying to work, you know what I mean? And I see the business perspective and just like the friendly aspect of things. Like, she's a girl, and certain beats that she be sending me, I'm like, I ain't sexist, but did we get that sent by a girl? Like, who made this? Like, where's her brain? As a girl, like, where's your brain at when it's music? Because the type of beats she sends are like so strong, like manly. Like, I'm like, yo, what's going on, yo? Even Compton, I was like, what the hell were you thinking? Me and Shaw, we know what we are thinking. Cruising down the street in my 6'4", jocking the slapping the, you see what I'm saying? That's what we're thinking, some easy shit.
Yeah.
But her, yeah, man. But she's dope, man. She's dope. We're on set. We had fun at the shoot. You see what I'm saying? And we still working.
Nice. And I'm impressed though that you actually had like a kind of paying homage to NWA on the project. And usually, like in hip hop, people always say that, you know, the young generation don't kind of like, but both ways, like the older generation doesn't reach out, but also the younger generation don't kind of know their history. So for you to actually like, you know, drop a song that has that paying homage, like what does NWA kind of mean to you, like personally?
It means a lot. Everybody likes a nigga with attitude. Come on, especially growing up in the hood, you see some crazy ass thuggish ass niggas that run around with friggin' Uzis and doing all this tough guy stuff. Like, everybody loves that, and they were one of the like originators of the gangster rap shit, because they were coming. They were the one who did it commercial. See what I'm saying? And that will mean a lot. You know what I mean? Whether it's from West Coast or East Coast, like Big Daddy Kane and them, man, and like, come on, I could go back. Like, I have a song called the Big L Freestyle, where I'm paying homage to all of them. Tupac, Big L, Big Pun. So I'm saying, where I went back to R.I.P. Nate Dogg, I went from East Coast to West Coast. So I'm saying, like, I dropped it, but we had to take it down because of whatever, you know what I mean? My label wasn't really ready to drop certain stuff because we were still doing a project, but I'm gonna re-drop that. That shit's hard. But for the young kids out there that don't really pay attention to like the people before you, I'm gonna put a lot of these kids on game. It is your advantage to do that, because at the end of the day, it gives your mind a wider space on what and on how to be creative, on what you could use. Because people are always recycling all these old school stuff. Don't you think all these big artists, you don't think they're still recycling certain stuff? Yeah, but they mix and blend it so good you'll never know. It's not like before where it's Juicy. Biggie made off of the Juicy track. It was so obvious where they got it from. Now people are just so sick with it. Like, they could make it seem and you'll never know where the hell it came from. Unless you're really like me. Like, you're like, oh, I know where that's from. Da, 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 da. You know those ones? Pull it up right now, you know? But yeah, man. But to the youths, them like, yo, you gotta really research this stuff, especially if you want to be great.
Yeah.
You could be good, but if you want to be great, you gotta do the things that everybody ain't doing, and not a lot of kids are really doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So go Google, because the songs are still there. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, when it comes to a project, you can't always control the songs that the fans love or that the industry loves.
No.
Like the times when you're the artist, like there may be songs that you love on the project that fans don't necessarily love, right? So when you look at this Detour, are there any songs like what are the say 1 or 2 songs on the project that personally resonate for you that you're a fan of?
I like Isolated a lot because it's really what I'm going through now. We're going through COVID, and that's really how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like we don't have a voice. I'm feeling like, the government is bigger than COVID. It's not about COVID, and I just feel like they need to free up our people and give us our and really, like, if they like, this whole world is just messed up, you know what I mean? And I like I said, like, I have kids, so it's like, bro, my kids are coming up in times where it's like we're helpless. Like, we don't even have control over our own kids anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The government does. The government tells us what we need to do, and we have to enforce it. Tell your kids they have to stay home and go. Tell your kids, yes, son, I woke up today and the news said that you have to do this. So you can't. There's no. It's different. It's just so different, and it's crazy. It's ridiculous, And then kids we have to be wearing masks on our face. Like, we're dying. We're killing ourselves by wearing these stuff. Like, where's the people? Where's the health people telling you that? They don't tell you that. We're inhaling a whole bunch of cotton and all these things. You see what I'm saying? But I could go all day. But that's just one of my favorite songs because it's just so real.
Yeah.
And it's different,
No,
and it's
definitely.
Yeah.
So let's switch it up a bit. Like, let's talk about Toronto right now, because Toronto obviously is there's a level of attention on Toronto right now that hasn't been there for like ever. What do you think just right now of what's happening in Toronto and just the level of just attention that it's getting, especially when it comes from, say, the States?
We're getting a lot of attention because a lot of people thought we were stuck in igloos and they never knew how real it was out here. Mm-hmm. That's why when they see the little artists doing a little crazy stuff on academics and stuff, talk about their hoods and all this craziness and indicting themselves and stuff. That's what a lot of people are paying attention to now. And then they're like, okay, yeah, and the music's pretty all right. Yeah, it's good. It's dope, But a lot of right now, because there's a lot of violence going on down here, and it's sick. It's sick. It's always been like that, to be honest. No cap. We just never got recognition for it because people really just were so illiterate, especially across the border. A lot of people. That's why, like, if you think that there's no projects anywhere else but where you live, you're an idiot. You need there's projects and there's hoods and there's poverty in every country. See what I'm saying? In Canada, Google the murder rate. It's been up. It's been up. We have more. We got, and it's not nothing to brag about. I hate this shit. See what I'm saying? Because I came up from it. I've been in a dark place, and I'm trying to make change with the life that I've created for myself now. See what I'm saying? So I hate this shit. I'm just telling you the reals of it.
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? Niggas is dying, and it's we got more bodies in New York, a lot of places in the States. Like, it's ill out here. Like, it's real. Like, it's not a game. So, a lot of people are realizing that now, and it's like when Chirac started popping off. Like, this is right now. This is like a mini Chirac. That's all people want to do out here. So
do you feel like there'll ever be unity in Toronto, like where there's rappers, neighborhoods? Do you think people will ever kind of come together and
depending on how much people blow, because I see a little bit. Like, I'm like one of the only artists that has that respect. Like, okay, I could do a song with him. I could do a song with him. They don't agree, but I'm not part of your politics. I'm from Humboldt Boulevard, Southside West Road, Southside James. You don't know how to. I respect here. I respect there. That's it.
Yeah.
But when more people start blowing up and people start realizing that let's get this money, then yeah. I wish people would think like those mobsters and shit, because mobsters be killing each other and hugging each other like, yeah, like peace. Everybody's looking at it like, oh yeah, fuck it, never happened. It'll never gonna happen. He killed my boy, But like, a lot of people don't understand. Your niggas rolling in his grave because niggas is killing each other. Because it's like jail. You don't realize how fucked up everything is until you go to jail, and then you're like, oh fuck. You know, some niggas be like, yeah, I can't come back here. I'm not even trying to do certain shit anymore. You know, just like the nigga who dies. He come out of his body, he's realizing, fuck, this is it. Like, you know, it's the same shit, bro. So yeah, man. So hopefully within a couple of years, people will start getting together and realizing, yo, we have a good thing going on. Let's make these millions. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's about building your legacy and taking your family out. So why keep doing things that's gonna only leave your family in a fucked up position? Your mom's gonna bury you, or your mom's gonna be sending you canteen money in jail. And then you're gonna have to find out who your real niggas are from being in jail, or your family's gonna find out who your friends are from you dying and nobody doing shit but saying RIP. So it's like, it's a lose-lose situation that a lot of people don't understand until they get to my level and seeing what's real. So I'm saying, it is what it is. But I don't blame a lot of people. Just like my other friend, like he was talking to somebody and he's like complaining about somebody that still has that hood mentality. And I said, listen, I told my friend, I'm like, listen, you're smarter than this. You're from the hood, so you have to understand his language. Like, we're from the streets. Why are you talking to me like you're a civilian right now? Like, you sound like a civilian. And I'm telling him, like, he's telling me what he's saying. And I'm like, yeah, I would have got mad too. Like, I wouldn't get mad now, but if I was still on that level of thinking, I would have got mad. You're sitting here looking like you never been from the hood and don't understand hood talk. Like, come on, my nigga. Sometimes you have to learn how to talk those stuck and they're still lost. So you can't really judge them because you're woke, you know?
Yeah.
It's like saying, yeah, it's like certain people who go to church. They think they're better than everybody. That you go to church and you're better than everybody because they don't go. What makes you so good that you feel like you're better than everybody, instead of saying, yo, yeah, I turned my life around. I want you to try to do this too and make people good with you. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people just don't understand. And we could go on and on and on. But yeah, you already know.
Yeah.
You know where I'm coming. You know I'm going.
Yeah. Now, one of your songs, the last video you released is your Jane and Weston freestyle.
Yes, sir.
So one of my favorite Drake songs is Still Here, when he says, you know, how did I finesse all of this shit from Jane and West? And like, how did like, when that, this, you know, as someone who's from that neighborhood, like, you know, hearing kind of the neighborhood immortalized like that, like, I don't know, like that for me, whenever I hear that part, I'm not even from Jane and West, but when that part comes on, it's just like, you know, like, is that kind of, when that song dropped, was there like a sense of pride just to hear your neighborhood kind of immortalized by, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I love Drake. Drake's my favorite artist.
Oh,
but there's two variations of that. See, the street mentality. Drake, shout out the hood. Drake. So what? So is he reaching out to anybody in the hood? Like, what's going on? You know? And then the other, you know, then the other side is like, yeah, yo, that's a good thing, you know? So it's like, there's two ways you could take it. To be honest, I was like, yo, that's lit. You know, I could probably do something with that. But I was like thinking, okay, fuck. Maybe he might reach out to a nigga from Western Road to be like, yeah, let me pass on the you know. But I'm good. I'm good regardless, because you see, I don't really care about handouts and all these things. But the people that do, any other probably neighborhood would have probably felt salty in a way and been like, oh, they would have made up an excuse to bash him a little bit. You know, but I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yo, I fuck with that. But if you listen to you gotta listen to the song, you know? You gotta listen to the song.
So before we go, I want to do a quick game with you. So I want to show you pictures of some artists. I want you to say the first word that comes to your mind when you see this artist. So first up, first word that comes to mind.
New Michael Jackson. I always call him that.
Second. Right.
Kid Michael. Kid Michael.
All right. Next up, Drake.
Goat God. He's the god of all goats. Civilian. Actor. You determined, because she's determined to get that feature with her hot beats. Legacy. That flip.
Yeah.
DND for leave me alone. Do not disturb.
And last up,
Black Beetle.
Black Beetle. All right.
Black Beetle.
Cool. Yeah. So last question is, before we go, where do you go from here? Like, where do you kind of, what's your trajectory that you see for yourself? Like, say 5 years out, like where do you see yourself kind of in the game?
I like music and I like helping people. So what I'll do after, because regardless of, I don't really care how successful I become in music, because that's not why I did this. Like, I did it to be successful, but I also did it for myself to see where I could go. You get what I mean? Just like when I was dancing as a kid and I was in Rihanna Upon the Replay, Rihanna's first video ever. I was in that shit, and she's like one of the biggest artists. I knew I was destined to be great, seeing Jay-Z and 50 Cent. 50 Cent wasn't even allowed in Canada at that time, but he's still shooting his movie. We got to see him, and like, you get what I mean? Just around all these artists, you know what I mean? So, like, I was happy with the dancing. After I did whatever I needed to do with that, I moved on. I was like, yeah, good, bomb. I like to bounce around because I'm good at whatever I do in life, Mm-hmm. So now I'm thinking houses. To be honest, I'm thinking houses, and I'm thinking like buying into all that other stuff, like investing into crypto and all this stuff. Like, I'm thinking about that, So I know I'll be great at that just now. But what I really want to do is after music, I want to be my own label so I could sign young artists and take them off the streets so that they could pursue their dream, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Because everything's everything happens too fast. And, a lot of these kids have good potential, and I want to be that thing that they never had. Like, I never had people that were telling me to do good things, like, or taking me from you know what I mean? I seen people that could have got scholarships and be in the NBA, but they're dead because a lot of people didn't take that, be like, yo, what are you doing on the block? Yo, come, we're going to ball practice. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you dealing with? Like, like, if you have that, even right now, like, certain one of them free little bro, like, there's a lot of people that could have been like, yo, come to the States, Mm-hmm. But the kid's popping off. A lot of people are taking him in. The GOAT God himself even reposted him. Take this kid out. Where is he now? He's locked up. He's in jail. He just went to jail 2 days ago. It's like, yo, you if you see these kids trying to make a change, it's not like they're only around certain things because this is their life. This is what they wake up to in the morning. When they step outside the door, they're in the hood. So it's like, if they could go to that next level and you see the potential, just take them away right away, because you're either going to be saying RIP or free that guy. And that's why. Yeah. I don't want to be that guy. If I could save these kids when I get to a level that I can save these kids, I'm going to save a whole lot of them. I don't care. I don't care what neighborhood you're from. I don't care. If I can help, if I see the potential and I could do something for you, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to take you out of your environment and you're going to be stuck in the studio. You're going to be making music. You're going to be making moves. You're going to be performing, be doing what you need to do. See what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you the real way. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Well, that's good, man. I'm glad you're thinking about the next generation. And man, I wish you all the best, man. You definitely seem like you have what it takes to have longevity in the game. So, and your head's on right. So
thank you.
Congratulations. And look forward to following what you do in the next few years.
Don't worry, we're gonna do it. You know, we're gonna come back to it. You know, we're gonna do it. You know what I mean? We're gonna come back to see where I'm at. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be like, yeah. Got this done. We working. You know?
Yes.
But
Like,
yeah,
I'll come see your plaques and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, bro, come see my plaques, yo. And I
Yeah.
feel like, yo, just now, I think this will go up there. I think I'll get a, you know, we want to get a platinum still, but you know, no, I'll settle for a gold still because I don't even have a gold yet. So it's like if I reach gold, then that's one level up anyways. You know, I ain't lose no sleep and everything's going good right now anyways. So thank God for that.
So for the people at home who aren't following you yet, where can they find you on social media?
Man, it's easy to Google a person because technology is so, you know what I mean, so up to date now. But yeah, you can catch me on Instagram, you know, Swagger Rite, you know, SWAGGERRITE. You can catch me on Twitter, Swagger Rite, but Swagger_Rite, you know, at Swagger_Rite for Twitter. And like I said, like if you you know, you just want to skip, you know, you want to know everything about me, and you just type in Swagger Rite on Google and I'll pop up, you know?
Yes, sir. Once again, this is Toronto's very own Swagger Rite. Thank you so much for your time. And
thank you too, brother.
No problem, man.